Welcome to Lunch Break. We get an hour lunch, so we're spending 15 minutes of it each day to talk about whatever. So, let's begin the week. Lunch break.
Lunch break.
It's Monday.
It's Monday. How's work?
Fine. It's fine. It's regular. You know?
Regular work day?
It's a regular work day. Nothing exciting.
I don't even know what I'm doing today.
Yeah. It's been pretty chill. I'm losing my mind because right now we're recording this episode and I haven't even gotten the last episode uploaded yet because of I just didn't do it yesterday because we were distracted. And now I tried to do it before we started. Don't have enough time because we got to go back to work. So we got to go back to work in 15 minutes. So I have nothing. I'm so bummed about it, dude. It's going to be almost the end of the day on Monday. It's going to come out. It's going to come out at like 5 p.m. On Monday. Lame. That's not when I want these to come out.
And we'll just do better next time.
I guess.
Played a lot of Foxhole over the weekend.
Yeah. Foxhole is awesome. It's so
fucking
much,
crazy.
It was crazy how much more of that game there is now. And like cuz it felt like there was so much going on. And then our whole experience with it over the weekend was just wild.
I feel like we're like incredibly lucky that happened. Like we were just, me and you and Nathaniel were walking around looking for logistical stuff because we're kind of newish. We played the game before, but we wanted to get involved with logistics. And we kept asking around, and that kept getting us put in random trucks and sent to random places. But then eventually we found this one guy who just so happens to be like the leader of one of the largest communities in the game. And he's like, yeah, I'll help you guys with logistics. Yeah. And just showed us like a huge classified base that they made and got us directly involved with their crazy fucking operations.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, he was, I think he does mostly like artillery stuff is what it seems. It's like a full artillery regiment or whatever. But it seemed like a lot of it was like just building artillery. So like basically what I don't know what you call it, artillery areas,
artillery regiment or something.
Yeah, well, the regiment would be the whole team, but like we going out and building the trenches and getting everything set up and then coordinating with everybody. And then a lot of what we were doing was just running back and forth, like refilling shells for artillery, and then we ended up manning that one at the end.
Yeah, the fucking bait artillery.
Yeah, like we got out there and we were just trying to find, because we basically, they have a Discord as well, and they were telling, like, they put out, like, community announcements of, hey, we're going to be doing this attack on this area or this part of the war tonight. And so we saw that and we got on, and when we get in, we immediately just try to find something to do. And I kind of got out there, and he was like, as soon as I joined, he was like, hey, he was like already telling me what to do. He was like, get in here, like get up, like meet us up here. We need you just to help with digging trenches and setting stuff up. So I get up there and I start working on it. And once it gets all set up, learning new things about how to set up the artillery and everything, and like the fact that you're using, like, we're literally using vehicles to pull everything out there, and then using cranes to set down all the artillery installments and get them all like pointed in the right direction, and then it basically was just pretty awesome. Yeah, like once everything started really going too, like we were just out there like rocking and rolling, literally started playing music in there while we were working. Like, so he was like, there was like metal playing, like rock and roll playing in the Discord at one point, and while I was just like running back and forth and refilling shells and stuff,
and there were cars constantly going in and coming in, dropping off more ammo, picking up pallets to get more ammo.
Right, like a crane would swing around and drop a pallet down, and I run over and grab the first ones and like run back, and the whole time just artillery firing just constantly.
I think because of the fact that we played the game years ago, we're not like privates anymore. Yeah. He kind of expects us to be more competent than I think we should be.
Yeah, maybe. But like I think overall, like we weren't that slow to pick things up, but I definitely like ran into hurdles every single step of the way. Like he was like, all right, like I want you to basically, once things started going, I didn't actually get a particular job. Like he just started, he was giving instructions to everybody in general, and one of them was just like, we need people to move shells, to pull shells for the artillery. So I'm like, okay, like I guess that's what I'm trying to do. And but I didn't know how to do that. I didn't even know how to like pick up the shells. I eventually figured that out pretty quick. But then I'm like, how do I drop the shells off onto the equipment? Like I have to open the menu and like find the button at the bottom to do it. And then it was more than that, because it was like as soon as you put that shell in there, they fire. So you're immediately like, okay, I got to get another shell. And so you have to like get this tempo so that you can like, and then like little things like I had some stuff in my inventory, but just enough that when I picked the shell up, I was going a little slower. And so like that was something I had to realize and fix and stuff, like just to optimize it. So I had enough time to like make the distance to get back to the artillery before we launched the next shell. And
then all of that, you also have people that aren't part of the regiment not understanding what we're doing. So we had that one guy like on the fucking cop video just getting involved with us for no fucking reason. He's like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah.
It's a shit place for artillery position.
Yeah. I recorded all of it, by the way. I have 4 hours worth of video that it should be all done. I'm just going to upload it onto the archive channel soon. But that was wild. Like it just felt so intense. And like you don't want to like screw anything up, and the pressure's so high. Like if you like
you've got a whole band of people behind you waiting for you to fire.
Right, and then if you make a mistake, it's huge, and you'll disappoint so many people. Like the whole team is there working together. Like, and if you're manning one of the artillery guns, like if you fire at the wrong time, you could literally doom everyone, because you could accidentally fire and then you hit like an enemy artillery, and then they're immediately going to return fire.
Yeah,
and especially when that happens, like not to mention the fact that that's happening. Like while we're out there, like I'm running back and forth delivering shells, and an enemy like return fire is coming in and like blowing people up next to me. The guy in the freaking artillery gun next to me just exploded, and I'm just having to ignore that, run by, and put the freaking next shell in. And then like also we're like running around trying to repair. So like the little lessons you have to learn in that game, like you need to, if you're doing this artillery crap, you need to make sure you have like your hammer on you. You need to make sure you have enough stuff to actually be able to repair stuff, but not too much stuff so that you don't run slow when you're carrying shells.
Like 25 BMATs max.
Right. And then and you have to figure out how to optimize all of that crap on the fly. Well, at least in our scenario, because there's no time to ask questions. Like I'm not going to interrupt the guy and be like, hey, so how do I do all this? And when he's like, frantically like, all right, 2 degrees left. All right, can we increase the distance on the artillery? Like just yelling instructions out. Can we get another pallet over here?
I like how like whenever we signed up for the beta artillery, we didn't even know how to fire the fucking thing or how to use it whatsoever. And he was like, okay, here's a quick 1-minute tutorial on how to use it. And then he was like, all right, good. All right, sweet. Let's do this.
Yeah. And we had some issues, but like it worked out for the most part. The biggest problem was that the wind kept changing direction. Oh yeah. So like he would give us a setting and we would set it up and then fire, and then it would land nowhere near where he was expecting it to.
Did you even fire?
Right. And then sometimes we'd hit like an artillery that isn't even the artillery that we're aiming for. Because literally our job out there was to just be to basically soak up all of the hits. Like, because we set up an artillery so that we would kind of fire from a specific direction and then get all of the enemy artillery to fire at us and not our main artillery, so that while they're firing, they're not getting bombarded, which did seem to work.
A little bit.
Until eventually they started firing at the other artillery. And, but... yeah.
Packing up the move was super fun too.
Yeah. Like just kind of packing everything, or like, oh man.
He was just like, Queen, you and like somebody else, get these fucking guns out of here. And we had to like, these guns were like in really specific locations, and getting a truck over to it was like very difficult. You had to like shimmer your way through these really tight spots,
and like every step of the way doing that, like you can't just jump in a truck and go usually, because like there's you don't want to block anybody. There's everybody else is trying to get stuff done, and if you like bump into a person, you're gonna knock them over and then slow them down or kill them. And so you got to be like super careful. And then that was something I kept having issues with, and I was doing shell runs, because when our artillery was kind of like it was just outside the front line defenses. and their artillery was just behind the frontline defenses, and it was a big-ass fence and a full road where tanks and vehicles were constantly running towards the front line for resupply. So I had to run past that road every time I went to get a new shell,
Like Frogger.
and I got ran over like multiple times. Like I would die and be like, no, because like, you know, and then obviously the guy in the vehicle that runs me over is like, don't run into the road. I'm like, that's my job. That's
Get out of the way, asswipe.
There's nowhere else to go. This place is pretty much locked off. This is the one entrance.
He had me organizing trucks for like a whole hour, where he was just like, organize these trucks. So I had to like put like the trucks with ammo on it in a certain location so that they'd be easier to get to.
Right.
Trucks with no flatbeds on it in a certain location so they'd be easier to get a flatbed onto it. And then completely empty trucks, completely out of the way, ready for people to just get in and quickly get on the road so they can get more stuff.
Right.
That was pretty fun.
One time when I like right at the end too, and this is all in that video, but like right at the end, we basically got bombarded horribly, and we lost a ton of our pallets of shells. Yeah. So and also we lost our shirts at the respawn location, so we no longer could spawn up there. So I spawned like crazy far away, and our basically our leader, he was kind of like midway between where I was and them, but I somehow caught up to him. And while he was driving a pallet back up to the rest of the artillery, and oh god, I forgot where I was going with that. What was I going to say? So while on the way up there was another vehicle on the side of the road that was like a big artillery cannon on top of this flatbed, and he was like, jump in that and bring it with us. So I was driving behind him, and we were convoying our way up, and on the way back, he's still giving headings. He's like, all right, everybody fire, and like he'll stop for a second and like check to make sure, like to see where they're hitting, and he's like, all right, couple degrees left, like still giving commands while we're driving back to the area, and it took a long time to get back up there. We get all the way back, and I park that thing next to the cranes, and they're like, all right, and the guy jumps into a crane, turns it around, picks it up, drops it, and that's when everybody finds out that the weapon that I was pulling behind him wasn't even artillery.
Oh, God.
So he mistook it for something. It was something else. I don't know what it was. It
like
looked
an anti-air gun or something.
Maybe. It kind of looked like artillery, but it was shorter.
Oh, maybe it was like anti-tank gun.
Maybe, and yeah, probably. Like an AT cannon. And so, and then somebody jumped into it and was like, maybe we'll try to use it anyway. And he was like, no, don't fuck with that. Like, we don't have any time for this. Like, get back on the guns.
It has to be super stressful from his position, though.
Right. Yeah. Like, I mean, everybody is relying on him 100%. And then, like, and obviously there's a lot of people in there that have a decent amount of experience. Like, I think at one point he did leave. I think it was only once that he left to like eat food at some point.
He left this like guy in charge called like Manjab or something.
Yeah, but he was only gone for like maybe 10 minutes or something. But in that amount of time, things did seem to keep going pretty smoothly. But I don't know. It's just amazing. Again, seeing like how that game works in person.
The clockwork of the war machine.
Right. And then that's just one tiny aspect of it. Like, we're just manning artillery. There is so much more going on in that war.
There's like 100 people behind the logistic chain of that artillery firing and working.
Exactly. Like, even just to keep us going, there's so much happening in the background. I don't know. That game is incredibly impressive. It's cool that it's really popular. Or that it's still really popular, because the game's been out for ages. But
the devs have been advertising this like super update that they've been coming out with, and it's coming out in 4 parts, which 3 of the 4 parts are already out: the naval, trench, and logistic reworks.
Right.
But coming soon, I think within the next 2 or 3 months, there's going to be an infantry combat overhaul, and it's going to be the completion of like the super update that they've been talking about.
Okay.
And each update's been like, every time the update comes out, the player base jumps up, and then it consistently stays that range as well.
Huh.
So they're hoping that this infantry update is going to be the update that blows Foxhole out of the water and maybe make it mainstream, kind of how like Project Zomboid did when they did Build 42.
It feels like it already is mainstream, but I guess technically it isn't. But I will say, like, unlike it is stressful, like Squad is stressful, but more, you know, like the level of stress that you have to endure in that game is intense. And for like, the long lasting player base is most likely going to be older people. And then on top of that, the long lasting player base is most likely going to be people that can actually handle it. and not people that are casually playing games like that. Like there are jobs that are kind of a little bit more casual, like far behind the back line where you're just doing like logistics
or mining.
Right. But like a good chunk of the stuff you do in that is so intense. And like legitimately, I was sitting there thinking like, I don't know if I can play this every day. Like, I don't know how often I'll be able to. Yeah. Like I'm getting anxiety. I'm like freaking out a little bit. My hands hurt from doing repetitive actions, like just manning the artillery just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm like, this can't be good for me. I'm like stressing out the whole time. Like, the people that play that game consistently blow my mind. So for that reason, I'm a little bit worried about its long-term like popularity.
It's like longevity.
Yeah. But I mean, games like Squad do seem to do very well.
It has been consistently growing for like 5 years, I think.
Right.
And the big difference between that and Squad, though, is just like the idea of like man-hours wasted, depending on the actions you take. Like if you ruin someone's night on Squad, it's just like an hour of gameplay.
Right.
If you ruin someone's night on Foxhole, that could be weeks of preparation just gone down the toilet.
Right. The stakes are super high for mistakes and slowdowns. But, what an incredible game. We already have to go.
Yeah.
Wait, but I don't regret it at all. Foxhole's great. I love talking about Foxhole.
We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye. Lunch break. It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Happy Tuesday.
Yeah.
How's work going for you?
It's fine. I mean, it's work. I'm not having the best day. I've had like just a lot of confusion about stuff. I have like also my supervisor is not here, so I'm like talking to my supervisor's supervisor and having to ask really stupid questions today, which sucks.
A little embarrassing.
Yeah, like questions that like I know that I probably should know the answer to this, but I have gotten away with basically not having to know the answers to it, and like now I do need to know, and it's really bad timing because now I have to ask my supervisor those questions.
God.
So
I'm on a half day today.
Yeah,
fucking vacation day for me. I feel great.
That's cool.
I felt kind of shitty this morning. We have this delicious cake that we bought over the weekend, and I ate a slice right before I went to bed, and I woke up this morning feeling like I'm dying or something.
Right. I really wanted to eat some of that cake last night.
It's fucking good.
I was like planning my day around eating some of that cake. I was like, I'm gonna like, get all this stuff done, and then I'm gonna like relax and eat a little bit of cake and watch a YouTube video and then go to bed. And then I got to the point where I'm like, I had the choice. I could either eat a piece of cake or finish remixing all of the episodes that I was working on. And I was like, I really won't feel good tomorrow unless I finish this. So I was like, I have to do this.
Well, you made the responsible choice.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Responsible, quote unquote, because I stayed up until 12. So
super sleepy today then.
I'm exhausted. I did it yesterday too, but yesterday was because I stayed up too late over the weekend. I stayed up until 4 a.m. the first night, and then 2 a.m. the second night, and then tried to go to sleep at 12. Tried to go to sleep at 10:30.
I guess it didn't really work out.
It was not happening.
I've got a question for you. I don't know how you would feel. I assume pretty similar, but I fucking miss the shit out of your old house sometimes.
Yeah.
And like today especially, I don't know what it is about your old house, but there was a certain smell in your old house that I smell occasionally, and I smelt it today and immediately like overwhelmed with like nostalgic feelings of your old house. Don't entirely know what that smell is. Like I think it's like, I don't know, like something to do with like the air conditioner unit of your old house or something.
Maybe.
But I always remember like going in and smell. It's not like an unpleasant smell or anything. It's actually a pretty nice smell. It's kind of like a laundry detergent or something. But I remember smelling it today and being like, oh, that old house in LaGrange.
Yeah. I don't know. The house, it was kind of like poorly kept for so long though. So it's kind of hard to know. God, the house is. I do miss that house though. I think about it every once in a while, but now it looks so different. When we last time we went out there, and like passed by it, I'm like,
it's not the house anymore.
No, it's weird.
Do you ever have dreams about it?
Oh yeah, pretty much every time I have a dream about a house, it's that house. So that's pretty consistent. Like I think about how it would have been to keep it. what that would have been like. But there's also a part of me that's just like, I don't know. The house did have a lot of problems, and like it wasn't really like it was good, but it wasn't great. That house.
Assume there's also kind of a lot of mental traumas associated with the house.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Not so much with me though. I have a lot of really good memories about that house. A lot of like sitting on the floor and playing with Legos and sitting in the living room and playing freaking video games and crap. Like that's kind of usually what I think about.
The best part about it has to be though, like the distance that it is from other luxuries in LaGrange, like
Right.
being able to walk to any bar or any park or anything. It was always like a mile or so away, walking distance.
Right. And plus, I mean, that house had a lot of work on it. The living room was huge. Like, and that wasn't part of the house when it was first built. Like, it was all added on. I mean, that living room was kind of the best part of that house.
You
by
remember
far.
the living room being built?
Yeah. I remember like standing in the kitchen when the wall was torn down and then like looking out over the empty space that was being cleared out for the living room. Because that used to all be backyard. So like we used to have a really decently sized backyard. And we had a whole like playground back there, like a whole like metal like monkey gym thing, and
So like there was like this glass wall in the kitchen with doors. I guess that used to be the old back door.
I think that was added in for the kitchen, but yeah, I guess I think there was a back door there before, and it was probably just like a regular door, and then there was like a small, like I guess kind of like a patio thing, but not really. I don't really remember that much about it though.
I remember the kitchen having really good natural lighting because of that glass door and like the windows connecting it to like the
Right.
living room, which had all the skylights and like it was surrounded by windows.
Yeah. Yeah, the kitchen was cool. So the kitchen was super weird though, because the freaking water heater was like in the kitchen, so it didn't really have like there was just like this giant shelf that blocked the kitchen from the water heater, and then it was like a custom made like literally like put a shelf there and then drilled a hole in the middle of the shelf and then like used that to access the water heater.
Didn't you have to get someone to move the shelf for
Yeah.
them to fix it? Oh my, that sounds like a horrible.
I had to
pain in
replace the
ass.
water heater and I got totally stamped because I didn't know what I was doing. And I was like, God, the water heater stopped working. And I was like, well, this is hell. And I didn't have a water heater for like a week, which was really horrible. And I was like, we just got to get this fixed. This is like unbearable. And ended up spending like an absurd amount of money. It was probably like $3,000 or
Oh,
something
God.
for just for like putting a water heater in. And it's like, didn't need to be that expensive. But yeah, that's just how it goes, I guess. I just like didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea. Like, and also they're gonna take advantage of me. Like I'm young. They know that I'm young, and I'm like I'm fucking I'm like the owner of this house. I don't know
No
what
one
I'm
to ask
doing.
questions with.
Yeah, like I looked it up on the internet a little bit, but like I don't really know I don't really know what to look up for that kind of deal, and yeah, I had no idea.
I guess one of the benefits of going through this experience is whenever we do eventually decide to find a house, some of the lessons learned from this could apply to it.
I mean, I took care of that house for like pretty fucking long time. I've
2 or
replaced
3 years, I think.
Yeah, I replaced the water heater and I had some stuff repaired in it, and then like just generally like keeping up with it. But a lot of like the general keeping up of things is not really any different from just like living here, except instead of calling like maintenance or something, you'd call somebody and give them money.
It is pretty nice though, not being responsible for anything in this house other than like personal hygiene things. So like if like the water heater here broke, you just come fix it, and it's all free and everything.
Yeah, it just makes me uncomfortable though. Like I feel like I'm living at somebody else's place, and like I don't like I don't want to break anything because I'm like I obviously want to be like really careful, but then like I feel like if something does get broken, it's not just like dang, that's broken, or like I got to get that fixed, or maybe I'll try to fix it myself. It's like immediately like I feel guilty because I broke something that doesn't belong to me, and now somebody else has to come fix it. Like I don't know, I don't like that bit.
The landscaping though, very good. I enjoy not having to fucking cut my lawn or trim the bushes or trim the trees.
That's a pretty huge plus. Although there's also a small part of me that kind of misses it, but not that much of me. There's maybe like a few times a year there'll be a moment when I'm like, I gotta mow the yard today, and I'm like, I'm looking forward to that. I get to listen to my podcast, Just like
It is pretty nice, like
work
on a
on it.
nice spring day, nice weather, you mow the lawn, get a little sweat
Yeah.
on you, and then you can look back and you have that feeling
Yeah.
after you're done.
Oh,
You're like,
yeah.
look at all the shit I did.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I never really hated it that much, but it was only again when it's on the days that you don't want to do it that it does.
Oh,
It
yeah.
really, really, really sucks.
Or if you put it off for too long.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Which we did. But that happened a couple times while I was there, where it was just like multiple like a full week or more of like noticing you need to cut the grass and then not doing it, and then the grass becoming like a jungle, and then like at that point you can't even really attack it with a lawnmower because you go in and you got to like keep like doing wheelies with the lawnmower to like not get it to jam up because if there's too much grass, the lawnmower just kept clogging up.
I remember I had to bring over my grandpa's like industrial sized weed whacker at some point.
Right.
Because I brought over another weed whacker to do some weed eating, and it couldn't go. It was like trees growing.
Yeah,
it was like, couldn't go through it.
Yeah, the weeds got out of control, and I didn't have I didn't really know what I was doing. I should have probably been like spraying like poison stuff at a certain time of the year preemptively in some of those areas in order to keep up with that, but I had no idea. And because a lot of the places where weeds were growing were like rocks. Like there was like a lot of rocks in there, and there was just dirt underneath. And
Like
so
the river rock area?
right?
Okay.
And then like alongside the side of the house, where it was just like that rocky side of the house where weeds would grow like crazy. And then there were like giant things in the way the whole time. Like I had all those trailers in the yard in the driveway.
And those extra cars?
Yeah, and it's like this crap just blocks access to being able to like manage this properly. I didn't have a vehicle to move those trailers, so they were just like permanently there, and I couldn't do anything about it. I tried to like mow around them, but then like I didn't even have a working weed whacker, so that's why I was like, I need like, can you please help? Like what am I going to do? Come out here with shears and like
Snip,
start
snip.
cutting stuff.
I have like I don't know if it's a false memory, but I'm pretty sure one of those trailers had a wicked wasp nest, like just chilling on it.
I don't know. Those trailers were crazy because they were absolutely full of stuff. Especially like the bigger
Full to the
one.
ceiling.
Yeah, pretty much all the way to the back. And dude, I lost so much when I sold that house. I threw away so much stuff that I honestly would have loved to keep, but it was getting to a point where like I needed to get out of that house, and I just like I didn't have the
We can
luxury
do like rent
of,
a storage unit or something.
I just and maybe I could have done something like that, but like I just wanted it to be over. I was like, I just need this to be over. Like, I need to get out.
There's
like,
also no adults to talk to. Like,
Yeah.
we're the adults at this point.
right. Yeah. So it was like I got to a point where I was like, I just need it to be gone. I need to like get rid of everything and then just get myself so I only have like a few items that are mine that I'm going to keep. And I threw away like I to this day I consistently think of things where I'm like, oh, where is that? Like where is that thing that I'm like, I'm like, oh, like I forgot I have that. I'm like, where is that? And I'm like, oh, I don't have that anymore.
Like the choppy thing.
That or I don't know. There's like tons of things. There's
Loads of dishes. I
loads
remember.
of like little tiny bits of tech and stuff. Little things that I've had over the years. Just like things that in the moment I just like threw them away because I was like I just can't. I can't take it with me. I just needed to get out of there.
I'm glad we kept the R2D2.
Yeah. Yeah, the R2D2 is fun. But, yeah, I don't know.
It's a lot of little things that you don't really realize about until you become a homeowner. Like things that we take advantage of with the maintenance taking care of it. But like little things like weed eating or not letting leaves pile up against the side of your house that will start like fungus infections or infestations
Mold
in
and
your
crap.
house.
Yeah.
Mold.
Yeah.
Trimming trees so they don't cover up the driveway.
The gutters, which I never even checked. I never even wanted to think about the gutters. And there's like that tree that grew like right in the front of the house that would just like constantly drop stuff on top of it. So those gutters were absolutely brutal. And yeah, but I had no interest in climbing up there.
You even have a ladder?
I think so. I actually we did. We had some good, that's one of the things I lost, man. I had all kinds of really nice tools. I gave a lot of them to, but then died as well. So he died like, a little while after that. And he took a lot of that stuff from that shed. I was like, I guess I can't really take it myself. So I guess it's okay if you take it. And some of the things I was like, maybe I'll want it back someday in the future. And he was like, yeah, that'd be all right. and stuff, and then he died, and then all of that, all his family has all of that. I'm not about to like be like, oh, I know you're grieving, but can I have all my shit back? So,
It is quite a shame.
It's whatever. Yeah, I really did lose. I probably lost like a lot of things, like a lot of items, and then also just a lot of value, like money that I could have maybe sold stuff on. But
lots of paintings and stuff. But,
yeah,
it just sucks.
Yeah, it is what it is.
You do still have a bunch of stuff at my grandpa's house too, but I can stay there forever.
I don't even really remember what's there, to be honest.
Lightsabers and airsoft guns and some backpacks and clothes and pieces of computers, I think.
A
bunch of random shit.
That makes sense. Yeah. God, not a lot of good memories from cleaning that place out.
Yeah.
mostly a lot of havoc, but I do miss LaGrange a lot, and like I really miss being able to like just walk around. Like that was really the biggest thing.
You can walk around here, but there's nothing to see.
No,
it's all
and
just
also,
concrete.
I don't like walking around here. It's sketchy. Like it's dangerous. There's a sidewalk, but like it doesn't go far, and then you can kind of go through that neighborhood area, but there's nothing over there. And if you go onto the main road, you have to walk for ages before you run into anything interesting, and then even then, like. Well, I don't know. That's not much.
In your house, there was like a park across the street, and all the houses were pretty to look at. And then you walk far enough, loads of good restaurants.
Right. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. But that town's changed a lot too.
Yeah, there's a lot of construction. Still a lot of change going on now.
Right. Oh well. It is what it is. I like being here. I'll eventually like get something new or get a house at some point somewhere that I'm like happy with. Probably should. I mean, I still think about it every once in a while. I'm just like, I don't know if I want to like. As soon as I start going down the rabbit hole of looking for a house, it's just going to be, like I feel like I'll never be happy with a choice I make. Like I don't know if I want to buy a house right now, and if I did, like I'm going to be committed to staying there for probably a very long time, and like I don't really want to like. I'm not sure if I want to commit to that out here. I just don't know.
It's a really big decision.
I'm too indecisive, and right now I'm saving a lot of money. So it's like, it feels like a bad idea for me to like rush into that when this is going very well right now.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep in mind, but it's not like there's nothing pressing that's like, oh, we have to move now.
Yeah. Except for me going like, maybe I would save more money if I had a house. but I don't know. We got to go back, or I got to go back. You get to stay here.
Yeah, I'm going to do some chores.
And I got to confront my supervisor's supervisor and feel really stupid. Oh, boy.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Bye.
Lunch break.
Lunch break. It's...
Wednesday.
Wednesday, yes.
Yeah.
The yesterday kind of fucked me up because the half day, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to say it was Tuesday for a second, but no.
Right.
Today is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Hump day. Today is my Thursday because I'm taking off Friday because I'm going to the dentist.
Right. And then we might not do the pod on Friday.
Oh, yeah. After the dentist, I have to help my grandfather, so there's a chance that I won't be able to make it here before lunch break is over.
Got you. I don't think I'm going to do it alone. I don't think I don't think I would sit down and be like, all right, lunch break. Hi, like, I don't know.
So how was work today, or how is work today?
It's a whatever. I mean, we're doing audits. Ugh. Yeah, so that's my life right now. But those are never fun. But that's about it. I mean, other than that, it's a pretty normal day. Just kind of chilling, listening to a lot of music. Actually,
Ooh.
Been like really deep diving into music.
That new album you sent me by I forget the name.
I can't remember the guy's name.
Feel like I want to say it's Daniel something, but I don't think it is. I just have Daniel Johnson in my head.
Yeah, no. Well, he's the song, but the one I sent to you, he worked with him. So that's the guy that he met up with, that he made music with, like back in, like a while back. And the one I sent to you was a 2023 album by that guy.
Okay, are you talking about the guy that Daniel like disowned?
Yeah, thanks. Maybe. Okay. The band. No. That would be his manager.
The band that found him.
Yeah, the band that discovered him on the side of the road fighting a dog or whatever. Yeah. It's him. I think it's. I almost said Josh Gad, but that's not right. That's the guy that does Olaf. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, it's really good. He's got a lot of really good music on there, and like his newer albums are pretty fun.
I've been listening to him all day too, because today's kind of like a brain off day. I'm just doing naming stuff, so I'm just Control V, Control C, Control V, Control C.
I was doing Dungeon Crawler Horror for a while, but then when I got started on the sort of the audit crap, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do music so I can just get a tempo or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I listen to music, I deep dive, and then I just go, I get distracted and just start like, I hear a song and I'm like, oh wow, and then I check them out and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, well, oh, they worked with this person, what are they like? And I like listen to them, I'm like, oh wow, and like and sometimes it's more distracting.
Down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So because I got off early yesterday, I was able to participate in a community event in the regiment that we're a part of in Foxhole.
Right.
And that was very, very fun.
Yeah.
Our regiment commander got so fucking angry.
Yeah.
Because the whole 2 hours, everything was going wrong, and it started out immediately wrong. I joined the voice chat. They're arguing about like where the operation is even supposed to take place.
Right.
And meanwhile, while they're arguing, the front lines are dynamically moving. So the area he wanted to pick out got overran.
Yeah.
So here we are at like the main base, running around, fucking around, and he's like, get in the trucks, load the trucks, get in the trucks, load the trucks, get in the trucks. Like it's like trying to herd cats.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like finally snaps. He's like, get in the fucking trucks.
Yeah.
Quit wasting my fucking time.
Yeah. God damn. Yeah. I mean, it just got to be able to get, also I wanted I can't believe that anything like that ever even works, because like the fact that we even had the position we had, is it just for first come first serve usually for like artillery regiments in that game?
I was talking to him about that earlier, because I was like, why do you give us these kind of responsibilities? And I asked him like, why do you, forget exactly how I asked, but I basically was like, well, how do you expect so much from us? And he says it's a big part of the clan is he's good at like determining if people are, he did not like responsible, but like useful or something.
Yeah, or motivated.
He was like good. Oh, he said he's good at picking out if people are competent or not.
Gotcha.
And he does not like anyone that was incompetent in the clan. That was actually a part of why he was so fucking pissed yesterday, because someone was asking him a bunch of stupid questions.
Right.
And he was like, if they're in the clan, they're competent.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. You ended up at the front, and then
it got overran. Everything went wrong.
Yeah.
But while things did go wrong, the machine still worked. Right. So like we got to a front line, and then we were able to efficiently pack down and move back to another line.
Right.
And that got me on to thinking about World War I, because Foxhole is a very World War I-ish inspired game.
Yeah.
And like you were just talking about how like you're very surprised how things like that can work like clockwork.
Right.
And that makes me think about World War I's and many misconceptions behind it, such as like many people have this like belief from like in the media that World War I was just like this 4 years of trench warfare slog stalemates of just people pointlessly running into machine guns and getting blown up by artillery.
Right.
And while that is true, it's also not true at the same time, because loads of modern innovations come from World War I, like modern warfare as a concept, the idea of combined arms.
Right.
That's focusing on like military, but there's a very broad spectrum of things that it touches, such as industry or logistics or politics or how people view other human beings. Right.
I know that like I know that America was like a pretty big innovator, even though there's like a general misconception is the idea.
So America in World War I, we didn't join the war until very late. So our military was quite untrained at the time. That's where a few other misconceptions also come from, was the American experience, because they kind of saw themselves as not superior to the Europeans, but kind of like this idea that the Europeans were stuck in their old thought. And that's the reason why it was just some monotonous hell for 3 years.
Right.
And then they finally, they get into the experience and they have this fucking horrific first like few months where they actually have to like, oh shit, okay, how do we actually fight this? And then the French and the English were like, well, you shouldn't be fucking lighting up your trenches at night, and you shouldn't be walking in no man's land like this. And I was like, okay, so But the things where America did innovate on was with logistics, with the idea of efficiently manufacturing things and getting them to the front line as efficiently and as quickly as possible.
Right.
Because America, for 3 years, was isolated from the front line and could build up their industry, and their sole focus was how can we make a lot of money by shipping things to the Europeans to fight.
Right.
And it started with their old equipment from the 1800s all boxed up, but eventually they found that if they put it in pallets, it was you could ship a lot more things at once.
Right. I mean, that's huge too, because like the amount of manpower you need to carry like those giant wooden boxes that were just like dovetailed together or whatever, and they just like marked them with like paint or whatever, and then stack them up in a bunch of like a cargo truck or something and drive it out there.
Versus being carried on a pallet with a forklift.
Right. Yeah.
It's like 100 times more efficient.
Right. And then they would also like package them smaller, so it seemed like it was quicker to like get it, like to get to the ammunition and like pick up some and go. Like just grab a box, grab like well they had those like the steel like ammo boxes, like the classic like the steel ammo box.
But those are all palleted up together,
Right.
and you could just quickly grab one and go.
Right. So like a regiment commander could literally just say grab a box. Like, if you're one of the, I guess you'd call them mules, one of the people are kind of carrying that crap around with them.
Work.
Yeah. But, yeah.
But there's, in World War I, there's, from any direction you look at, if you look at it politically, if you look at it from like metaphysical, talking about human spirituality, any angle, there was innovations and changes drastically. 1914 and 1918 are completely different worlds. 1914 is like a scene out of like the early 1800s with like Napoleon forming up in like regimental lines.
Right.
And, like war is glorious for the empire.
Right.
1918 is where a lot of like God is dead. The idea that war is hell.
Yeah.
At the start of the war, you had infantry in lines with bright parade uniforms on. In the end of the war, you had modern soldiers, gray uniforms, steel helmets,
Right.
working in small squad-sized units.
Right.
You had non-commissioned officers. So the idea that officers weren't the nobility, just someone born into it. Officers could be just some peasant who rose to the ranks through merit alone.
Right.
And knows how to handle battlefield operations.
Right. I guess they would have a little bit more respect for their troops.
For their soldiers, yeah. Like some guy who was like an aristocrat growing up in, I don't know, London somewhere, they're not going to have any like respect for the gentry and the peasants.
Right. Yeah.
But a lot of those ideas died on the fucking front lines in 1915 and 1916.
Right. And then, like, I assume just the general mentality of, like, assigning more value to your soldiers makes you think a little bit more strategically in terms of, like, how can we do this in a way that will not get so many people killed? How can we protect these people while also being efficient and not, like... Because I'm sure that's a terrifying thought. If you, like, pitch that, it's immediately like, well... If we spend all of our time trying to like not let our troops get killed, then we're not going to be as efficient as them, and we're going to get overrun. But I guess eventually you start to realize like morality is higher, and people do better when they're working in a group that's kind of more like a family of people that are like working closely together, and you care about each other, and your goal is to make it. I feel like that's going to make a huge difference.
Everything it changed everything.
Right.
It's just like, there's so many ways to like look at it. Like, one way that I really like to focus on is like the metaphysical, like how people view other people, how people view the state.
Right.
There was, for all of time, basically, until World War I, the idea that war was some grand adventure, some honorable thing to do.
Right.
It completely died.
Right.
When people started getting mowed down by machine guns and artillery fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Also media was getting better too, so people were just more exposed to it in general too. like seeing it on TV, not necessarily seeing it, but hearing about it,
Yeah,
and
there's a lot of
seeing the
camera.
effects of it. Like people that they know die and people around them.
That's another thing. Like the psychological side, the idea of PTSD.
Right.
It's always been a thing in war, but never to the scale that World War I introduced. Because all of a sudden you had hundreds of thousands of people returning home with what they at the time called shell shock.
Right.
Being pummeled by artillery for 200 days straight.
Yeah.
Turns out it has a very serious effect on the human psyche and
Right.
loads of other physical issues that come with it. And
Right.
that 100%, that had a huge effect on society when all those people returned home.
Right. I think I remember there was like I don't remember, but I remember talking about it and the idea of it being like like conventionally like movies and stuff of people being like just get over it, just shake it off, like. But I feel like the amount of damage it physically does to your brain anyway, just being battered with artillery all the time,
Yeah,
and
it's fucking crazy.
and yeah, like the long-term cycle, like the damage physically to your brain from the stress must be intense. Like,
I've seen another study talking about like how hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of World War I veterans were suffering from intense CTE
right,
after the war, and that could be one of the other millions of other factors that contributed to the extremism
right,
in the 20s and 30s and 40s.
right. Yeah, I mean, when you play like Foxhole, and it's a video game, but like you're still kind of getting this like experience of just how dense all of the action really is. Like even working with artillery, like there's really there's no time to relax. You're constantly busy, you're constantly running around, and the stress is super high. Like I feel stress in the game about not disappointing the regiment leader, and I can't imagine like being out there for real and feeling the pressure of like these are your friends, your family, you're surrounded by people you really your brothers and people you really care about, and then you really don't. Not only do you want to protect them and do well, but you want to you don't want to disappoint them. You want to be out there and you want to fight for them, and the amount of pressure. Pretty much completely unimaginable.
I'm very excited to play more Foxhole.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. But like for the same reasons, it stresses me out. It makes me stressed. Like I can probably muster it and get in there every once in a while. I don't think I'd be able to play that game every day. You know?
No, it is too much. It makes me very anxious the entire time I'm playing it.
Yeah, it's like skydiving. it's like a thing you have to do very occasionally to get the thrill, and then you got to be done for a while. like it's a very, very intense game.
Also very hyped to play more Diablo. That fucking game's
Yes, awesome. We started playing Diablo a little bit more because we did play Diablo 1 in the past, but we were playing last night, and that game is the vibe is amazing. It's so relaxing to just kind of click around and level up and feel that little progression and get a little bit deeper and deeper into that dungeon. It's an incredible game. And I think it was one of the people we were playing with, I can't remember who, was saying that Diablo 2 is even better, like in general gameplay. They were like, it's like the same vibe as that game, but like it's a little bit more like just everything is a little bit more optimized. Everything's a little bit more fleshed out. So I'd be really excited if we could get maybe a little further into it, or maybe make it to the end of it, all of us together, kind of get our characters out there, and then maybe switch over to Diablo 2 and play some of that. You know what I mean?
I would love to play Diablo 2.
I think it would be so cool.
The Diablo 1 and 2 are nothing like the other two, like 3 and 4. Like they're completely different games.
Yeah, that's the vibe for sure. I feel like 1 and 2 are the ones that I've been the most interested in, really. And the music. And just like the way the leveling progression is like really satisfying.
The fucking song from the town, that first like guitar strum.
Yeah, the bling, like yeah. Oh my god,
the sanctity of this place has been tainted.
Right, it's such a vibe, man. We got to go back.
Oh fuck.
Yep. But it's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Thursday always feels good. It's like Friday light. You know.
It is my Friday.
That's true. It is your Friday, but
Friday
to me, it's going to
run.
be. It's like Friday's tomorrow, so nothing matters anymore. Yeah.
Well, back to the grind.
Yeah.
Lunch break.
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday. I'm overly caffeinated, very anxious, and very sweaty. How is work going for you?
It's pretty good. Well, actually, it's been really weird. It's mostly been a lot of like back and forth with like other people at work and just sending a lot of emails. But
You tell me this morning that you left your timer running all night.
yeah, I did.
Is that a big deal or anything?
No, it is just kind of embarrassing because when somebody gets it, they're gonna be like, "What? Why did it take you 15 hours to do this?"
Yeah, something that only takes like 20 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, is it hot in here? Like, holy fuck! I think I'm just.
You are.
like-
You look like you're dying.
Yeah. Oh, I did just eat hot ass oatmeal as well.
Huh.
So.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I typically kind of anxious when I eat food because of weird medical reasons, but I'm also overly caffeinated. Like typically, if I drink Monster, I'll drink like half of it.
Right.
I fucking chugged the entire thing. Like I bought one at 11 and just drank the whole thing.
God.
So I've got like a bit of a tummy ache. I'm like really sweaty, heart's like going, but I'm not scared or anything. It's just a caffeine anxiety.
God damn. I haven't had any caffeine. The only thing I've had today was I bought jerky. So I've had like 70 calories worth of jerky. And that's about it.
Sounds pretty good.
So I'm running off of.
Work has been going pretty well for me, I think. I'm not really doing anything that interesting, just connecting lines together and hoping that they go together great. I'm very excited for tomorrow because no work for me. Yay.
Yeah. I got to go back to work. But I've been mostly just listening to music. That's kind of really been the theme of the day today. I've kind of been going down a few different rabbit holes, and like I've also like went back. Like I swear to God, the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games all have amazing soundtracks.
Oh yeah.
But like, and it's obviously because I played it mostly as a kid. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 has like my favorite soundtrack because it feels so themed.
That's
like,
the only Tony Hawk I've ever played.
Yeah, it's got such like it has such a specific like themed soundtrack. It's very like all the music is very like obviously like skater music, very sort of punky, but also like hip hop. It's got a very deep hip hop vibe, and then it's also got like there's a lot of use of trumpets. Like there's a lot of songs that have like trumpets in them.
Yeah, there's a song I'm literally thinking about right now that has trumpets in it.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I really enjoy. Like, I really like the vibe of that game. But the other Tony Hawk, I was listening to the soundtrack of 1 and 2. Completely different vibe. Like it's not that it's all good music, but like it doesn't carry its theme as much as like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 did. Can't really say so much for the other ones because I haven't.
Is there a fifth one?
Well, there's definitely a third, and
I remember there's like Underground.
Yeah, Tony Hawk Underground, Tony Hawk. There's another one that I'm on in my brain that I can't think of right now.
Is 4 peak when it comes to soundtrack?
For like. I personally love 4 that much. I just love it a lot. I love every single song on the soundtrack. Like every song, I'm like, this is a fucking bop.
There's one specific song that makes me think of, and it's the trumpet one we were talking about earlier. I can't remember the lyrics though. I just know how it sounds.
Yeah, something like that.
It's every time I think of that game, immediately.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, I miss that game. I miss playing like co-op and doing like playing like horse with people.
We could definitely play it out here.
It would be really cool. We don't have a way. We have Tony Hawk 1 and 2 and we could play that, but I don't have 4 on anything out here. We have the PlayStation 4, but the PlayStation 4 doesn't have Tony Hawk. I had Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 on PS2.
I remember fucking doing like a trick where you're like going in circles, and I was trying to make a high score, so I like got it. I turned on the game and did that before I went to school and had it run all day.
Oh, huh? How did that work? What do you mean?
It worked. I got like 1 billion scores.
I don't know of any trick that you can just leave running. Nothing off the top of my head.
I don't know. There was some way where you could do like the grind, and for some reason it wouldn't require you to balance.
Huh?
And if you did that, you could get like a super crazy high score.
Right.
I don't exactly remember how to do a grind with no balance, but I remember I was like on the Chicago map or something, and there's this fountain, and I would just go around the fountain.
Right. Something just fell over behind you. Yeah, like I would also do shit like that, but I it's like gambling for me, because like you get like if you do a trick, if you like hold a grind or a manual for a really long time, you're gonna rack up a decent score. But if you do anything else afterwards, you're gonna combo it. So it's gonna like multiply
times 2,
so, yeah,
times 4.
exactly. So like you'll sit there and you'll hold something for a long time and you're like, oh my god, I'm already at like 20,000. I could double that, and then you do it and you're like, I could triple that or quadruple that, and you just keep doing it.
It's that gambling mindset. 99% of gamblers stop.
Right. I had that. There's for some reason like one of my most popular freaking videos on my channel.
The Django Fett one?
Yeah, like literally just Tony Hawk, and it's me just playing Django Fett. And I got really high scores in that, but I think I was running the low gravity cheat. So like you have more airtime. But I would get like, like 100,000 score, a bunch of like over and over again, but like off the ground. So like you're skating, you do like an ollie, and then you just, while you're in the air, you just like do a crazy combo before you hit the ground.
Oh,
and,
yes.
And then using like the jetpack trick, which was not that hard to pull off, but like a little tricky to pull off. But if you do it, like if you have anti-gravity on, then you can manage, you have like just enough time to trigger that trick before you hit the ground again. So you can just take off anywhere. So you can just like, yeah. So you find a map where you want to get really high up and then just jump off the ground and like use the jetpack a bunch of times.
Didn't each like character in that game have like their own specific unique combo moves?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And there was like a character creation thing for it. Well, where you could like determine their stats and shit.
Yeah, and then you could like mix and match combos for your custom characters.
God, that was such a good fucking game.
Yeah, there was also like a zombie in it, and like he wasn't the only weird character.
I remember some chick, Django Fett, the zombie.
Like Bam Margera's in it.
From Jackass.
Yeah.
Or for whatever his show was called. The Bam Show.
Yeah, Bang. What was his show called? Now that you said it.
I thought it had his name in it or something.
Yeah, well, it's what I'm so annoyed that I don't know what that is off the top of my head, because I do. It's in my brain, and I'll remember it immediately after
Just
this.
dial up sound effect. Just searching.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop trying to figure it out.
You'll learn it. You'll remember it like 30 minutes later.
But yeah. Oh my god, dude, Tony Hawk. I was thinking about, because obviously I was listening to the music, but I was thinking about it a lot today. I do want to play 1 and 2 more. Those games are fun, but also that game, like, while I do find it really relaxing and like super chill, I also find it incredibly irritating. And like I remember as a kid, like Tony Hawk would be a game that would make me rage so bad. Like I would lose my mind, because it would be like, oh, like do this trick 4 times and then jump off of this thing, and you have like just enough time to do it. And if you fuck up the trick or like whatever, you do it wrong, you're going to do it wrong 1,000 times. As a kid, it's like so much worse because you suck at video games. At least I sucked at video games. Although, I mean, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird when you're gaming as like a kid, because you're sometimes really fucking good at things and then also really bad at things at the same time.
I remember that, like, when I went back and played a bunch of old PS2 games, like right after graduating high school. Yeah. I remember starting the games and being like, man, this is gonna be fucking impossible. And then I'm like, was I just fucking bad at games as a kid? Like, what the hell is so easy?
I thought I've had those moments too. But with Tony Hawk, like I was playing 4 emulated not that long ago on something, and I'm bad at it. I am still bad at it. It's still hard. Like the first few levels were fine, and then it just starts. I think it was like Los Angeles or something, or I can't remember. I don't really remember that much. At some point, it starts to become incredibly frustrating, and I'm like, I don't even know. But yeah,
I think I fucking had a very weird experience with rage as a young gamer. Like, games really didn't make me angry until about like middle school, when I started playing Call of Duty, and that's when I became like one of the stereotypical squeaker kids on Call of Duty screaming the N-word.
Yeah.
That was me in like middle school. But fucking the first time I ever raged at a game was a game called Thrillville on the PS2, which is like a park management game where you like manage and build roller coasters. And I was trying to get all 3 stars on like all the mini games in that game. And there was this fucking, like, what's it called? The go-kart racing. And oh my fucking God, that made me so fucking angry, to the point where I like grabbed my controller and got like a small bout of the wire, swung it around in circles and smashed it on the ground, and it fucking exploded everywhere.
That's horrible.
Yeah, over fucking Thrillville? Like, what the fuck?
I don't think I ever really, I definitely broke controllers at some point in a rage, but it was mostly like I would bite things when I got angry as a kid. Like that was my go-to. So I would distinctly remember like biting the crap out of a controller and just like crushing it, like the top of a PS2 controller or like the actual joystick or something. I did that. I destroyed I destroyed a Game Boy. I remember that distinctly. My first Game Boy. I destroyed it because I was playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh god!
And it was the freaking last boss battle versus Shredder, and I kept getting so close to beating him, and then like dying right before he died, and then it sets you back so far. Like I don't know if it was really that long, but it definitely I'm remembering it as being like 10 or 15 minutes of like gameplay to get back to the boss fight with Shredder, and you have to not die between then and there.
Oh Jesus!
Because like if you do, it just sets you all the way back. And there's this stupid like plane thing where you have to like fly through a tunnel, and then you have to do like a tank battle, and then you have to like do a whole bunch of levels, and it just progressively gets harder until the Shredder fight. I remember like losing my mind over that, and then just biting the crap out of my Game Boy, and so I had like teeth marks in it for ages. And then one day it had enough. I bit it, and then I like looked. I was like in a rage. Looked at the screen. The colors were all crazy.
Oh god!
And I was like, no! Like it went immediately from being like super angry to like the most sad I've ever been.
Super angry faced.
Yeah.
Oh.
like what do I do now? Like, do I tell my mom that I did this, or like? But I want another Game Boy. Like, how do I do this?
In middle school, I sat next to a kid also named Tommy. My name's Tommy, by the way. But we would play Nintendo DS together, and like we would swap DSs at the time. And I don't know how I was not disgusted, but this kid also would do that. Like he would bite the fuck out of his DS. So like I would like switch sometimes after he was raging, and it was like still wet and covered in But this was before I guess I had a concept of hygiene,
right?
Which looking back now makes me like gag. I'm like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah. I would just go ham on it, man. It would just make me angry, and I'm like, this device hurt me, and I just bite it.
It is satisfying to bite things, though.
Yeah, no, it really felt better after I bit the crap out of it every time. But yeah, definitely there's a limit to how much you can bite a Game Boy. That's something that I learned.
Good lesson to learn in like physics class or something.
Yeah. But
we had a conversation on Saturday when we were discussing this nuclear project that I've been working on.
Right.
And some of the advice you gave me really stuck with me this week, and I spent pretty much this whole week after work like watching a bunch of anti-nuclear film movies.
Right.
I found that the British made a metric fuck ton of them. Which I guess they probably do have a lot to lose considering they're in the middle of the Soviet Union and USSR, and like one bomb would destroy the whole country. So
right.
I guess they're pretty adamant on not getting nuked. But
yeah.
I remember me and you watched one of their anti-war movies, the movie called Threads.
Okay.
Which that movie is more like a documentary-esque kind of a movie, and that was kind of my original inspiration for my nuclear project video. I was going to kind of go off of that, but when we were talking, you mentioned about one of your advices were to make it more personable.
Right.
And that really stuck out to me. Like instead of focusing on like the chaos or the war or what the implications would be, just focus on the individual stories. And on that journey, I found a movie last night that I would like to watch with you this Friday called The Way the Wind Blows.
Right.
And it's about this British elderly couple who survived World War II and their experience in the bombing of London.
Yeah. I when you said something about it earlier, I did like look it up, and I saw like the first thing I thought was David Bowie. Because I know
the song,
right? I that was the first thing I thought of when you even mentioned it, and then when I looked it up, I was like, oh, the soundtrack doesn't just have David Bowie; it has like Roger Waters and Squeeze and like a few other like interesting like little artists in there.
I don't know how true it is. In my brief research, I heard that David Bowie made that song for this movie.
Yeah, that tracks. But it was frustrating because for some reason, like none of those songs are available on Spotify, and it might just be like country limited. Like I might have to put a VPN on in order to actually see those songs, which is kind of annoying.
That is pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah,
I don't understand that. Why they're like, I don't know. Like, is content like banned in the United States?
I don't know. I don't know why. It's really strange. I don't know if it's also possible that some of them are just not there. But like literally only 2 of the songs, as far as I could tell, was actually on the soundtrack or on Spotify. But point being, I would be excited to see that just so I can hear some of those songs. Like it would be kind of neat.
I watched the first 30 minutes of the movie last night before I went to bed, and the soundtrack is very good. It's the sound design specifically is very good in the movie.
Right.
Like the movie is very, I don't know what the word is for, but like the start of the movie is tranquil. I never made it to like the apocalyptic scenes in the movie, but the start is very, very nice. Like you hear the wind, it's all nice breeze. You got the music and it's going with what the guy's doing. Hear the birds and all the lambs, and the voices are very quaint and lovely sounding.
That's cool. I mean, it is animated, right?
It is.
Okay.
It's based off of a graphic novel. It's actually in 1980, the British Civil Service sent out a booklet and a film to every household in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
And the booklet was called Protect and Survive, I think. Survive and Protect or something.
Right.
It's basically a booklet of what to do in case of nuclear war.
Right.
And very outdated knowledge. Probably any of the stuff that they suggested probably wouldn't have helped, but I guess it's better than nothing.
Right.
But it also came with a film with the same name. And in that film, there's like a 3D house model that they made. And the movie... what's it called? Fuck. The Way the Wind Blows. The house in that is based off of the Protect and Serve house.
Okay.
And there's like multiple bits in the movie that are like direct recreations of the Protect and Serve film.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm down to watch that. That sounds really sweet. We have to go already.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. We've gone a little over.
Oh, well,
all right.
Bye.
Bye. Lunch break.
Lunch break.
It's Friday.
It's fucking Friday there, buddy.
And we're here. We almost didn't do an episode today.
Yeah, I just made it home just in time.
Nice.
I got a Monster import for you while I was out.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, tasty.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you want to drink that today, but
yeah,
probably kind of too late for caffeine, but someday you'll have a delicious Monster import.
I mean, unless we for some reason stay up super late tonight.
Yeah, that would make sense to drink it then.
Maybe.
How's work going for you today? I didn't go because I went to the dentist.
Yeah, it's been fine. I'm not sure if I'm hitting the score I'm supposed to be hitting. To be honest,
aren't you like 45 a day or something?
Yeah, I haven't really been keeping track. I've just kind of been going. So I've honestly just been kind of relaxed about it, just trying to chill. So I have not really worried about it. If it is a problem, I'll find out probably at the beginning of next month, and then I'll compensate.
I feel like you going over points kind of makes up for the not making up for points sometimes.
Maybe.
Who knows? I guess you would have to see that in a review or something with your supervisor.
Yeah, probably.
You go ahead.
Nothing.
All I've done today is just go to the dentist, and that was pretty nice. They, did some electrical engineering on my teeth, and then went to my grandpa's house and cut a whole bunch of shit down, cut some bushes. We've got these 3 bushes at my grandpa's house that's like behind one of the buildings.
Right.
And I fucking love trimming them because the geese that we have, they go buck wild every time I do it. I don't know what is about these fucking bushes, but they like try killing each other over the fucking leaves. Like they'll fight each other to the death for these like fucking leaves that I don't know why they pay no attention to it at all.
When it's not being torn up?
Yeah, when it's not being torn up. Like, the leaves are already low enough for them to eat it if they want. Right. It's just whenever I fucking trim it down, something like flicks in their mind, their little dinosaur brains, they're like, I have to kill. Yeah. This is mine.
But they try to actually eat it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what kind of plant it is, or
no? It's just some like leaf. I don't really know what it is. Like the only other thing I've seen them go this ballistic for is peas.
Huh. Yeah.
or trying to take their babies. Like,
Yeah.
they get stupid aggressive over this fucking leaf.
Right. What do they like? Don't I know they eat peas, but what else do they eat?
They eat. I think they're omnivores. They can eat basically anything.
Right. Like, what do they typically eat out there? I assume your grandpa feeds them obviously peas, but like sometimes like meats.
Every day he feeds them bread and corn.
Okay.
Those are like the two main things, and then because they're grazed animals, they're constantly eating grass and bugs.
Right.
But then if he makes some sort of salad or has leftovers, he'll always just throw it out to them.
Gotcha. Is bread good for them?
Bread is junk food for them.
Yeah, I
They
figured.
probably they're all obese geese. They're very
Yeah.
fat. None of them can fly.
Yeah. I guess the bread kind of keeps them there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they fucking love the bread. They don't
Yeah.
kill each other like the leaves, but
Yeah.
maybe there's like some nutritional reasons why they're killing each other over these
I don't
fucking
think
leaves.
that dinosaurs really need reasons to go ballistic. I think that's just how they are.
All birds are like this too. Like, remember, there's that tree in the back of the yard that has that's covered in vultures, and we were watching them, and they were just
Right.
constantly fighting.
Yeah. The tree was shaking all the time with them like at battle.
You go back there, and like occasionally you have to take away some of the corpses because they do literally kill each other.
Right. I don't know why this made me think of this, but did you ever see that there's like this video of people like a bunch of like teenagers feeding laxatives to seagulls?
Oh my god!
Oh, I think it was like it was either seagulls or like pigeons. It was right next to it was on the coast.
Yeah, on the beach.
Yeah.
I've seen this video.
Yeah.
It's like the fucking.
It's
beach
horrible
being
because those
terrorized.
birds probably didn't like it could have hurt them. Birds might have died from that.
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't think human laxatives are good for birds.
No, but on the other hand, what an ingenious idea! Like, what genius chaos is that? And the video they got afterwards of it effectively like everybody just running off the beach, like they basically like evacuated it.
Abandon the fucking beach because it's covered in bird shit.
Right, like the birds are just flying around, just shitting constantly. Like it was I don't know. It's horrible, but it's also amazing that it worked so well. Birds are just weird.
Fucking
Oh,
dinosaur ascendant asses.
yeah. You have geese and then you have ducks, right?
I've got two different types of geese, pilgrim and Chinese geese.
Right.
And then we'll have Canadian geese that come there seasonally, as well as the ducks, the mallard ducks.
Right.
And sometimes they get along well. Like this year, everything's been fine. There's been no brutal fights. But when I used to live there many years ago, sometimes you would go fucking ballistic. Like you'd get like sometimes there'd be too many Canadian geese, and they'd try to like kick the geese out of the property, even though there's nowhere for them to go.
Yeah.
So they're just like chasing them around all day.
Yeah. I know that you had like a snapping turtle in the pond out there or something, but do you have any other like animals, like any other wildlife that just sort of hang out?
When I was a kid, yeah, there was a lot more because like my grandpa owned like a proper farm. There
Right.
was like when I was a little kid, he sold it all to the government, and they built a
But
school and stuff.
you were there when he owned all of that land.
Mhm.
So do you remember any of it? Like,
Yeah, I remember like he had a cow at one point, and he had two horses, one named Elvis. He had pigs,
Right.
a lot more geese. He had peacocks. Funny thing about the peacocks is I don't know if they're illegal or not, but my grandpa did not like the peacocks because every
Right.
morning they wake up and go, and it's like a lot louder than the geese.
Yeah.
The geese are already fucking loud when they're going like,
Right.
ah. But one day he was just like, fuck these peacocks. I don't have land for them anymore, and they're too loud. So you just open the gate and let them go.
Right.
And now in the surrounding counties,
yeah.
you still see like peacocks, and like
Yes.
people would be like, what is this peacock doing here?
Right.
Probably a descendant of the peacocks my grandpa unleashed.
Right. That's wild. I remember growing up forever seeing peacocks around, just like in LaGrange or just around the area, and wondering what the hell's going on with the peacocks.
Yeah, anytime I see that, I'm thinking like this very high likelihood they are the descendant.
Right. Yeah, like so you and you worked on the farm and stuff? Like what did you do?
I milked a cow there once.
Yeah.
Mostly just changing feed for the pigs and the cow.
Right.
So I brushed the horse one time, but
yeah. So you didn't do like too much
Yeah, I was like
hands-on.
4 or 5 when he sold it all.
Right. And did he like farm crops or just animals?
He he would make like the big giant hay bales.
Yeah.
He would make those.
Okay.
I don't know if he sold them though. I remember I assume he sold some of them because I don't think because he only had one cow. I don't think one cow could eat like 100 fucking hay bales.
Right. Well, the horse too, right? Allegedly. So.
Yeah, I guess that would eat it too.
Yeah. Although I don't know if horses are supposed to eat hay like that all the time. I think ideally all those animals just graze.
Mm-hmm.
But,
The fucking peacocks being unleashed reminds me of the problem that it's not just Kentucky, but like the Ohio Valley region in general has an issue with is the rampant bamboo crisis.
Oh, yeah.
Where like people in the 50s and 60s, I guess they didn't understand how rapid bamboo is and how invasive it is and how toxic it is to the surrounding plants around it. Right. When you plant bamboo, it kills everything around it and then spreads like a weed.
Right.
So all over Kentucky and Ohio and Indiana, if you're on the highways or just random places, you'll just see random spots of bamboo or giant bamboo forests. Because it's just a similar issue. People are just like, oh, this bamboo looks cool, fuck it, and just plant it. And then 50 years later, it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah. It seems weird that we don't the fact that it's around so often here, obviously it's considered invasive, so I don't think anybody intentionally really grows it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is an incredibly useful plant.
It is.
It seems weird. It feels like that would be a really good industry, to have.
I would think so. I'm sure there's probably some weird regulations around it because of the environment.
That's the only thing I could think of because there's so many things you can use to make bamboo out of. There's so many things you can make. Whatever. I don't know how I said that weird, but yeah.
Yeah, like textiles and maybe use it for wood or something.
Yeah,
how
literally
strong it is.
Exactly. Well, I have a water bottle that has a bamboo. The top of it's bamboo.
Ooh.
Yeah. It feels like it would be cool. I kind of like the way bamboo looks. It
is pretty cool.
Yeah, and then the way it's also just and whenever I just think of bamboo, all I can think about is the torture technique of tying someone to the ground and having bamboo grow through them,
or the shoving the bamboo in their fingers or whatever.
Oh God, what the hell's that? What are you on about?
It's another torture technique involving bamboo.
I've never heard of that. That's awful. I only think about the MythBusters episode where They did a whole MythBusters episode where they basically tried to prove whether or not bamboo would actually grow through somebody if you tied them down like that.
And oh God, what did they come up with?
It definitely does.
Oh my fucking God.
And it doesn't take that long. It's over the course.
It grows fast.
Yeah, it's over the course of maybe a few weeks.
Mm-hmm. You can noticeably see it change in growth over the course of a very small amount of time.
Right. That must be probably one of the most horrific things that could happen. But on the other hand, I'm not trying to downplay how fucking horrible that would be, but it's also a really slow process. So I wonder how much it would really hurt. Obviously it would be a horrible dull pain constantly.
I feel at that point you're suffering from dehydration or starvation unless they're feeding and watering you. So you may have some delirium at that point. So maybe that makes it less bad.
I guess.
Fucking the combination of torture and MythBusters makes me think of the Chinese torture technique where they drop water on you.
Yeah, they did that.
And the how people running in the rain.
Yeah.
I was thinking of a way to word this. If I would choose whether or not I would run in the rain. So you're it's pouring down rain and walking takes me 10 minutes to get drenched while 5 minutes of running takes me to get drenched. Yeah. But I'm walking for 15 minutes. I'd probably choose to run at that scenario.
At the end of the day, you have two things that matter. You're trying to balance two things. How wet do you want to get, and how fast do you want to get to where you're going?
Also, the third thing, though, with the Chinese torture technique, getting hit with rain is really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Minus the fact that you're getting wet, just the feeling of just tapping
pattering all over your face and your body. The running in the rain thing, that gets me because I always, every single time I see people running in the rain anywhere, a grocery store, it's always at grocery stores because you're going in and out of a grocery store and it just started pouring and then people's running from the parking lot or into the parking lot. It's this person didn't watch MythBusters. If you just watched MythBusters, you would know. The velocity that I want to say the airspeed velocity, but then I'm thinking of the freaking the Monty Python bit. The swallow. No,
coconuts.
the terminal velocity of a raindrop is technically slower than the speed that you can run at. So you could technically run. Okay, well that's not technically true, but in terms of it's slow enough that if you're running. and the density of the rain is high enough, you are going to run into more rain than rain would fall on you if you were just walking.
Mm-hmm.
So, it just doesn't make sense to run. It just doesn't. Like, I would rather be wet on the shoulders, than have the entire front of my body soaked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's no good at all. And I don't know. But you don't like umbrellas.
I like them in specific situations, but typically I'm not in the rain long enough to where I'd warranted carrying it.
Yeah.
The only few times I would consider it, like when we were in Cincinnati walking in the rain all day, I would have considered it then.
Right.
But I don't know. I very am adamant about not really carrying anything other than because I'm sure you've noticed I don't carry backpacks or anything anywhere. I wear a jacket and I put everything in my pockets.
Right.
I don't know. I think we have a conversation about this at one point where it's about physical actions that I take. Like I know that it is easier to do something, but I'll choose the hard route because I'm lazy. Even though it's more effort doing it the harder way.
Yeah. I remember that. The idea of somehow being so lazy that you're doing something harder than it needs to be out of laziness. Yeah.
I guess it's physical effort versus mental effort.
Right.
And sometimes I'd rather give more physical effort than putting my time to just I could tip through it like this, or I could just go through it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I fucking love umbrellas. I love them. Umbrellas are a very important part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
No, but every time it rains, I'm excited. I'm like, umbrella, I get to use an umbrella. It's just something so satisfying to me. I love walking, if we're going to a bar or something and it's raining and I have my umbrella with me. I just, I love the idea that I'm totally dry. I'm going to walk into this building completely dry while it's pouring rain outside while everyone else is coming in wet.
It is also a very good aesthetic.
Yeah. I think it makes me look weird. I always feel like the umbrella thing is a little strange. Also, I don't think anybody thinks twice about it, and I don't really give a shit anyway, but I don't think anybody really thinks twice about it, but I think about it. I'm it's kind of weird. I'm using an umbrella. It's kind of...
How about using umbrellas to avoid the sun?
That's even weirder, though. Come on, you should get sunlight. How often are you out in the sun that you need an umbrella to unless you have a condition.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like you ought to get the sunlight.
It is good for you.
I work in an office. I got to take every opportunity I can to get in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather do that as much as possible.
You do take vitamin D, but there is also a difference between taking vitamin D.
I'm taking 50,000 IU right now because I'm deficient.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but I was more so saying there's a big difference between just taking it and having your body naturally produce it.
Right. Yeah.
You don't want to get yourself into a condition where your body stops naturally producing it because you never get yourself into an opportunity where your body can do it.
Right. The only thing about the umbrella and the appearance thing is there are multiple different forms of umbrella, and I've always used the fold out one, or the one that shoots out, extendable. But people that choose to use the really long ones that are like a cane, those people scare me. Why would you choose that umbrella over the one when it's smaller, you can carry it easier?
It makes me think of the gun umbrella.
Yeah. Or it's just it's that right there that's a style choice. Unless you went to the store and they only had long umbrellas. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's something I don't know about it. Maybe they're just more reliable, or maybe they're stronger or something.
Hardy.
Yeah. Which kind of would make sense that they might be. But I don't know. I feel like umbrella technology, they've existed long enough that we can have extendable umbrellas that are just as strong as...
Yeah, small, dense umbrellas rather than big, hardy umbrellas.
Yeah, cane umbrellas. What? All right, well, we got to go. I got to go. You get to stay here. You're not even working today.
I'm doing chores.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, yay.
Bye.